Well,
Well, hello and welcome to Crappy Hour. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben over there. Hello, Ben.
hi, how are you?
Hi, welcome to your show, everybody.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to our Watch What Crappens live Bravo Goss show every other week. It's our bi-weekly. You know what? It's a very liberal bi-weekly podcast, okay? It doesn't have to choose. It can be some weeks, it could be other weeks, whatever it wants, as long as it feels love. Or maybe it just wants to feel like sleeping around. Who really cares, okay? Welcome,
point.
Ben. What's on your mind today?
Not much. I mean, there's so much Bravo gossip that's just been, bubbling up to the surface. It's been kind of amazing. Like the whole world is topsy turvy. I mean, there's all this Dorit stuff there was talk about today. Dorit, is she demoted to friend of because of PK, et cetera, et cetera. But then I saw a meme. Well, I saw something, not a meme, but I saw something that said Dorit confirmed to be returning full time for whatever season it is. So should we talk about that? Should we talk about the Dorit shit?
Well, sure. So this rumor is that Dorit Kemsley will be downgraded to friend of if she does not admit that PK moved out and is staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel. So our old queen in a bar, well, one of them, we've got a few of them for Beverly Hills. One of them was telling us during the season that PK and Dorit were on the rocks, that she was spending all of her time in the room, and that even with the kid, she acts like she's always there with the kids and everything, but she's just hides in her room and she's not really with the kids that much either. I mean, that's what we heard. And that sounds like depression, so I hope she's okay in 10 different accents. I hope you're okay. 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 Okay.
Okay.
I hope you're all of those things, Dorit, because it sounds dark. Now,
Well,
PK
okay is
staying
one
in a
letter away
hotel.
from PK.
PK staying in a hotel sounds like a delicious divorce, because I would have died if Dorit had to stay in a hotel with all of her fake bags and PK was in that farmhouse. I would die. Okay. I would literally die.
PK is probably taking a bubble bath every single night, eating having little bonbons delivered to his door, having the full 80s movie version of look, I'm in a fancy hotel, you know. Hello, could you send up some more of those eclairs, please? Thank you.
Yeah. Just calling up the bellhop to play pranks on him and stuff, you know? Or putting on a mustache in the bellhop's hat and taking people's luggage to their rooms. Like, hello, you bellhop. Good night.
I want you to know, by the way, I saw this afternoon that Berlin is playing the LA County Fair in May. So maybe we
Wow.
might see, maybe PK would make an exodus from the hotel to the county fair. I mean, funnel cake too.
Well, I hope they're okay. Dorit, the thing that kills me about this, his show got canceled, right? He had a show in England that was him going
Right.
back to work. It's me, PK, coming back to work after being $11 zillion in bankruptcy in this country. But he went back, and that show was a big flop. So the thing that kills me about all this is it seems like it's PK's decision, and that he got annoyed with Dorit, and that just doesn't seem fair. I mean, I know Dorit's annoying as hell, but she's still I feel like the hotter person should always win. I feel like the pasty older person, and he's not even rich. He's pasty, older, and broke. So I feel like he should be nicer to Dorit. What do you
Yeah.
feel like? Do pasty
Well,
people owe more generosity to their partners than hot tanned people?
generally, yes, especially if the hot tanned person went through a severe trauma and then the pasty person just skipped off to London and then deigned to come back once every 3 weeks to check in on his wife. So yeah, I think the pasty in this case, pasty owes tanned in this case. Absolutely.
Someone in chat is asking me it was his decision to do what? There's no rumor of divorce or anything, just that he's not there. And the rumor that I've heard, which who knows if it's true or not, this is just shit spelling, okay? It's just bullshit talking. The rumor I've heard is that it's him who's annoyed with her and not the other way around. So no, they did not officially split or anything like that. It's just, you know what? The streets are talking, okay? And they're a
Streets are
cul-de-sac,
talking.
so they just talk around in circles and circles. Okay, another thing happening on this show, and it's also by the Daily Mail, which I love because I always feel like Lisa Vanderpump's like, Daily Mail, let me tell you something about Kyle Richards, 55. Please put Kyle Richards, 55, because she's 55. Do you understand? So the rumor about her is they're threatening her not to be able to come back unless she
Right.
talks about Morgan Wade and all the different ways that Morgan likes her shrimp. Do you believe
Do you-
that that's the truth?
Here's what I believe right now. This is an on-the-spot conspiracy theory, which is that Dorit may have created this Morgan Webb rumor. She's like, "Dear Mail at the Daily, I have something to tell you. This is off the record, of course, but Kyle Richards may not be back. I'm sorry, Coyle Richards may not be back unless she speaks about Morgan Wade." And then Daily Mail's like, "By the way, we hear that you're not coming back unless you talk about Morgan Wade." And Kyle's like, "Oh yeah? Well, how about this? Dorit's not coming back unless she talks about PK." So maybe they like set up their rumors to kind of like out each other with their own drama.
It sounds like milquetoast ass rumors that they would, because that's like major T for them. Well, if I don't have to talk about my relationship, if she doesn't have to talk about her lesbian one, if she doesn't have to talk about her overtly lesbian affair, I don't have to talk about my pasty person leaving me. That's it. That's the rule.
Actually, the truth is, it probably is producers who are trying to get information from both of these women, and they're both covering it up. So they're leaking to the Daily Mail because they can't threaten to bench these two. Maybe Bravo's like, "No, we want them to be in." So they can't threaten, but they can start rumors of them being threatened. So like, I legitimately could imagine producers putting this gossip out there to make sure that their stars start to play ball more.
Yeah, they're not going to. I mean, Dorit, maybe they'll get rid of. I don't think they're going to get rid of Kyle. No way.
No,
I mean, Kyle's interesting for the first time in like how many years? They're going to keep her. So,
Yeah.
I mean, even I'm saying it. That's a huge step, guys. It's like bigger than people landing on the moon.
That was a big step on your
A big
part.
step. Yeah. Okay, another thing coming out of there, the rumor mill was saying this week that Chelsea Handler is joining Housewives. Honestly, I don't know why anybody would join Housewives. This was of Beverly Hills, because we're vile as a fandom. We really are. We're a bunch of toxic motherfuckers on these Bravo fans. Because the news came out that Chelsea Handler was going to be a Real Housewife, and people were like, "I quit. I'm never watching this again. If this happens, blah, blah, blah." It was like hundreds of comments of people like talking about how they're leaving Housewives. You haven't left yet. You sat through Anna Marie, and you sat through Diana What's-Her-Buns. What's her name?
I almost had Diana Rigg.
God, people would even probably try to quit Housewives if Diana Rigg came on here. We appreciate nothing.
No, Diana. I don't remember her last name either. Strangely enough, and I think that's okay. I think it's okay that she's forgotten in history, but we know what you're talking about. Diana from like 2 seasons ago. We sat through it. Everyone always says they're going to protest. Everyone's like, "You know what? That's it. I'm never watching this again." And then everyone watches. Okay,
We still do.
just look at all the people who show up at the Sandoval concerts, right? "I am gonna protest. I will never support that man." Although, guys, I'm sorry. Like, I know I said I wouldn't, but I'm gonna take a photo with him. So, like,
Totally.
everyone does it.
Yeah.
Everyone, you know what? And that's okay, because we the two of us are members of the Hippocrat Party. We understand what it's like to be a hypocrite, and boycotts are hard to maintain. But the point is this:
hard.
if Chelsea Handler joins, I think Chelsea Handler could be good. I think that she's not afraid to cut through the bullshit, but maybe there might be an element where she thinks her personal life may be more interesting than it is. You know, sometimes there's that thing where people come on and they're like, "My kids are like so hilarious. Like, my son is like a tennis prodigy. It's like hilarious." And you're like, "Not that funny." I'm not saying that's what she would say,
Who
but
are
I
you
could see it
saying?
going in that
Sorry, I was zoned out.
I-
Not because
there's
of you.
like-
I was reading comments.
there is a genre of Real Housewives who are very amused by their children in a way that does not translate.
Oh,
to the
right,
rest
but you
of
weren't
us.
talking about Chelsea Handler specifically.
No, I was coming up with a hypothetical because I know nothing about her personal life. I
Oh,
don't
you know
even
who
if she
else
has
is like
kids.
that? Regular people. Like, shut up about your kids. Honestly, I'm in the grocery
Yeah,
store
that's
line.
true,
Like, do you
too.
think I came here to hear about? Like, I'm glad you have them. Congrats. Love the stick figures on the back of your car. I think it would be better if moms would stop posting the family goal weight on the back of their fucking windows on their car, because that's kind of disgusting and it hurts children's feelings, like me, who are maybe a different body size. Okay, so stop that. Also, I don't want to hear about it in the grocery store line. But all of that to say, Chelsea Handler was like, "Fuck no, I'm not joining that stupid show. Are you fucking kidding? I've got some taste, losers." She didn't say that. She just posted it on her stories and said, "This isn't true." But in the tone
"I'm
of
not
voice
Bette
of her,
Midler."
in the tone of voice of her text, I heard it in the way that I just repeated.
Yeah,
it back to you.
she really doesn't need to join Housewives. I don't think she's at that place in her career. I think she's still getting a lot of gigs and stuff. So, I don't think we need Chelsea Handler on Beverly Hills. I don't know what Beverly Hills needs right now. But it's definitely not Chelsea Handler.
Beverly Hills just needs to show up. You know what I mean? Like they're
Yeah.
always fine. I don't even their worst seasons. Well, no, their worst seasons are pretty bad. That season they all went to France and Lisa Rinna tried to steal Vanderpump's life after she got her to quit, where she was like,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna have my own rosé," and they went to France. That was literally the worst. That season was terrible. I remember people were like, "Why are you even covering this if you're just going to be this vile every week?" Because I would come on here and just be like, "Fuck this show, fuck these people. I hate it here. I hate it here."
That trip to France had a very tense moment, which, as we all remember, it was when Kyle saw a bee in her room in the chateau and freaked out. I mean, like, if that doesn't, I'm surprised they didn't do an entire segment on the reunion from that scene.
Where in the world is Dave Quinn, everybody?
Everyone's wondering where Dave is.
I'm pretty sure you all know who Dave Quinn is. He is the People magazine writer. He's like the editor in chief.
Should I text him?
Is he? Is he the editor in chief?
He's not the editor in chief, but he's like the head Real Housewives.
He's a big person at People. He's a big
Yeah,
one.
he's a big one.
Yeah, text him and see what the fuck. Say we're on Instagram Live and everybody wants to know like if you died or like what happened. And if you did die, how did you deactivate all your accounts? Did you have one of those dead man switches where you just disappear and then everything turns off? No, he's not dead. I don't think he's dead, or I wouldn't be joking.
I don't think he's
I'm
dead.
talking a lot
Like-
about death today, which probably
hey.
means I'll have a heart attack.
I'm saying I'm on our IG Live with Ronnie, and everyone's wondering where you disappeared to. Anything we can report to concerned listeners?
So his story, he posted a tweet that said, or he tweeted a tweet, or he just tweeted, I guess. He X'd.
He tweeted a tweet.
X'd. He X'd. He
Yeah.
and it said, guys, gird your loins. I've got the biggest tea in the world coming down the pack. Because, that's what he does. Because that's what they do. It's like Andy. So, you guys will not believe what's about to come out today, the biggest thing you've ever seen. And it's like a new Housewives season. It's like, wow. So who knows what the tea was, but then he disappeared. He disappeared off of Twitter and disappeared off of Instagram. And so people are like, oh my God, did Bravo kill him? Because there were rumors that Lindsay's pregnant and that maybe too many people were guessing in the comments that was the news, but Bravo didn't want it released. And so they told Dave, people are guessing in your comments, you better take down your accounts, mister. And so maybe he did that, or maybe he was hiding. And then people are like, no, Lindsay's not pregnant. Amanda's the one showing up in giant blazers. And so now there's all these pregnancy rumors about Summer House, which I think are just stemming from him saying he had big news. I don't know that anybody's pregnant.
Yeah, I don't know where the pregnancy thing came from, except for people just assume that is like, I think that people may have remembered Lindsay's schedule from the Stravi days and was like, oh, she should be trying to get pregnant about now. So maybe that's what the news was. Seems like the timing works on that one.
Yeah. Other rumors for Beverly Hills. I see Tori Spelling's name going around again. I don't think they're going to do that because Tori Spelling, God bless her heart, but I just don't think anyone finds her interesting enough, and like her children addiction. Like that woman has an addiction to having children. She's got a problem. She's just dropping them all over the damn place. It's like someone who like eats the tiny Tootsie Rolls on purpose, and just so they have extra trash to throw on the ground from unwrapping hundreds of little tiny candies. You know what I mean? She's littering the world with children is what I'm saying. And also, I think she's maybe a little bit, that show doesn't love leaning into the poor aspect.
Well, first of all, the only interesting thing that Tori Spelling has done in the past 15 years is fall on a hibachi grill at Benihana. Let's be honest. Second of all,
that was good. That was pretty good though. Look how it got me to smile. I smile every damn time. Bring her on. I changed my mind.
I didn't know she was just trying to yes and that chef. Like that chef was probably trying to toss a shrimp into her mouth, and it was like the shrimp fell short, but she was like, I'm gonna get this shrimp, and the next thing you know, she's laid flat out on the hibachi. But anyway, I actually think that the real issue with Tori Spelling is that I think
that make me laugh so hard. God, I love that. I missed that story. Jeez.
And you know there was some onion volcano that was splayed out everywhere. It's like, you knocked it over. But I think that she's honestly she's too down market for Bravo. I think because she's done several reality shows, and I don't even know what networks they're on. I don't think they're even on E. I think they were on like We. I think like they're just on. I really don't remember what channels.
I
It was
don't
like
even like the
Dean
name
and
of that
Tori.
channel for them. I mean, maybe them instead of we, just them. You know,
Them. But I think that like
said with
Said
great
that way.
disdain. Them.
you can only refer to that network as if you're Countess Lewin. Them. But 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 in all honesty, I do think that like I don't think Bravo is excited to graduate people from lesser cable networks. I don't think that's like their vibe. I think their vibe is to bring people down from like B list to their list. And I think that Tori Spelling, like there's
Right.
so
I mean,
many
they'll
Tori
do
and Dean
daytime
shows.
like Eileen and Rinna, you know, and stuff like that.
Right. But like people who were just but people who were just had a series of reality shows that were on a smaller platform, and if those shows really didn't catch fire, Bravo, it's almost like Bravo knows maybe it's not great. Now, by the way, BMAC in the comments says yes to Nicolette Sheridan, which is probably a response to someone else. We've been asking for Nicolette Sheridan for ages, and wasn't there a rumor that Eileen Davidson would be coming back this season? This season.
The semen. Oh my God. You know, I don't know. I would say they won't bring. No, I don't think Nicolette Sheridan wants to do it. I think Nicolette Sheridan really thinks she still has a shot at Julia Roberts kind of stardom, because Nicolette's kind of delusional like that, which is, God, I love her so much. I'm so obsessed with her.
She's a lady from the
like
80s.
So mid-talented, but you would never know it with her attitude. She's so amazing. Remember when we recapped that Christmas movie this year?
Yeah.
I was like so amazed with Nicolette Sheridan, and she was still terrible, but she's just so beautiful, and I still just love it. I'm so gay in that way. I just love Nicolette Sheridan. I may not even love penises that much, but God, I love Nicolette Sheridan enough to have my own gay pride parade.
And by the way, I mean, we don't have to like. It feels like the Nicolette Sheridan, ship has passed, and especially now that Rinna's off, it's like not as interesting to have Nicolette Sheridan. I mean, it's inherently interesting, but it's not as interesting. But why not Terry Hatcher? I think we can get some Terry Hatcher in there.
She's evil as hell. I don't think she'd do it.
Wait, what about you saying that makes her a bad fit for the show?
I don't know that she's fun evil. Well, maybe she is fun evil. Is there a non-fun evil?
I
I've
feel
never
like
seen it actually.
I feel like Terry Hatcher has a weird evil that would be wonderful on the show. You know what I feel like is going to happen? I feel like here's what I think Bravo's going to do. If not this season, as long as we're in the Desperate Housewives pool, I feel like there's going to be a strange play with like Eva Longoria. Although Eva Longoria,
she would be great.
but she's a little. Eva Longoria still is actually doing a prestige play right now. I mean, she literally had that movie about. Well, she had. I know this sounds not like a prestige play, but she did have that movie about Fritos, the Flamin' Hot.
Oh
Frito
my
Lays,
God! Do you
that
remember
had that
when we
song.
were watching the Oscars? Okay, so Ben was in town for the iHeart Awards, and that was when the Oscars. That was what it was, right, man?
It's the Oscars.
And the Oscars were on, and this song came on, and she's like, "It's hot, it's so hot, it's so hot, it's so hot, hot, hot." I was like, "How the hell is this stupid song nominated for an Oscar?"
So bad.
Ben said, "Oh, it's a song about hot flamin' Cheetos," and we started laughing. And he's like, "No, seriously."
No, I was
Seriously?
like, it's Eva Longoria
Hot
directed.
flamin' Cheetos.
Eva
I thought they already
Longoria
made that.
directed.
It's called Ring of Fire. Ring of Fire.
The pitch literally sounds like Mad Libs. Eva Longoria directed a movie about the man who created Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and the song from that movie was written by Diane Warren and was nominated for an Oscar. Like that, like how do these concepts string together? And this has nothing to do with Bravo, but maybe Diane Warren would be a good choice, because the rumor was that I think the audio was not working in like the Dolby Theater at first for the performance, and Diane Warren had a meltdown apparently in the audience about the audio not working for her Flamin' Hot Cheetos song.
I love a Diane Warren meltdown in the audience. That shit's hilarious. And you know that Nicolette Sheridan was at home like, "That bitch, Eva Longoria." Should have. I've been avoiding Cheetos to stay in this town, and she's profiting off fucking flaming hot Cheetos. She probably threw a shoe at Mark Cherry's, dartboard face that she has in her house because she
she's like,
still has one that she throws knives at every day.
hello, who can I call around here to direct the biopic for Pirates Booty? Anyone?
Pirates Booty. Air chips. What are those things called? Like pop chips. I'm gonna have Diane Warren come in here and write a song about pop chips. I can do this low calorie style. You watch me, motherfuckers. All right. So
by the way, in other casting gossip, I don't know if there was more you want to say about Beverly Hills, but the other thing that Twitter was lighting up about this afternoon when I was checking it out on the plane, I guess the rumors are going around that Dorinda might be on the Traitors season 3. Do you think
I saw
this
a really
is
funny tweet about that? Someone said she's going to evict herself because they're only allowed to have one drink. She's going to be, I'm the traitor. Let's say, give me a goddamn drink. I'm out of here.
Do you think Dorinda would be good at sussing out traitors on the show?
No, she's just going to accuse everybody. They'll probably pick her to do it because she's a damn mess, and so he's going to be walking around the table slowly in a pashmina and a fur coat and like jewels, dragging along the ground, and he's going to be silently patting people to be the traitor, and he's going to get to her and touch her shoulder, and she's going to be like, "You better back the fuck up, or you better not touch me. Keep your goddamn hands to yourself." Like,
she probably would also like every breakfast, she'd be like, this is a nice castle. Richard and I used to come up to Scotland all the time, and we'd have a lot of fun times. Could you pass the bacon? I'm talking about Richard right now. You better back it up.
You better back it up, bitch.
Do you think they would vote her out? Do you think she'd be voted if she were faithful? Do you think that she would be banished from the castle early or late? And do you think the traitors would keep her around or get rid of her early?
I think they'd get rid of her early because she can't help herself. She's going to start yelling at everybody about stuff. I don't know. I can't ever predict that show because I still don't really think I know how it works. Honestly, I think the actual gaming of that show is really weak. Like, I like watching it, but it's hard to predict anything because it's just so random,
Right. Well, I mean, because they haven't developed they really haven't developed a meta in the game, meaning like ideas of like, oh, if someone votes like this, there's a good chance that they're probably, a traitor versus a faithful. Instead, everyone just sort of like shoots from the hip, and so it is very random, which is what's fun about it because you're sort of, like it's a way for us to see how social dynamics play out. But the actual strategizing is not formed yet on the show. But I think in a few seasons we'll start to see it.
So in other news, speaking of traitors, on the set of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Meredith apparently turned on Whitney. I mean, I guess they turn on each other much on these shows, on that show in particular. But apparently Meredith let out the bag during shooting that Whitney is going to file or did file divorce. I don't think she filed, but is going to file divorce from Justin. And Whitney got very, very angry about it.
That seems
Oh, yeah, I did
inevitable.
both sides of my face. I just do less on the left-hand side. I feel like I'm older on my right-hand side. Sorry, everybody. I was doing a laser wand. But anyway, I don't know. I don't think Whitney should leave Justin. I mean, listen, you worked so hard for him. You blew him under his desk while he was married with kids. You know what I mean? You have to keep him now. If you get your husband in that way, I feel like your karma is to be stuck with that motherfucker. Okay, like you took that man. No, you didn't take him. You invited him, and he left. I mean, I'm not blaming the woman. Okay, they both suck, but she got him from a married lady with children, so she has to keep him. Congratulations, you win. Okay, here's your prize for the rest of your fucking life. I don't think you should be allowed to get divorced if you get your partner that way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that like if Whitney and Justin get a divorce, this will be in the realm of Jax and Brittany, except I don't think Whitney and Justin are going to get an invitation to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which, by the way, Daily Mail, you are destroying us. You can't do this, okay? We're trying to get people to watch Bravo. You can't You can't do that. This is put a pin in that. We're gonna come back to that. But I think that like Whitney, I think Whitney is the sort of type that will do anything for reality TV, as evidenced by her having her whole "you exploited my vagina." Like she will, if she will do what it takes to get a storyline. And divorce is like the flavor of the day. Breakups are the flavor of the day, and I would not be surprised if she goes down this path. And like I can imagine it being like it's a divorce, but then they get back together because she's been doing a lot of healing work, and I realized that like my emotional state is just because I'm nervous, but like Justin, he's like really like he's like the man for me, and like I just had to go through trauma to understand it.
Yeah, it seemed kind of flimsy to me last year, their whole, like, I am going to divorce you because you won't take the kids to school. I was like, well, you were mad that he didn't have a job and now he has a job and now you're mad that he has a job. I mean, I get it. You're with Justin. I mean, I don't know that anybody would really wake up thrilled, but, you're also Whitney. So I don't know.
Well, also
That's the thing about Bravo. They really get you to they really try to get you to care about couples that you would normally just not care about. You know what I mean? That's a couple when I'm waiting tables, I would just like look at them, wonder what they were thinking, and then just go hide in the server station and eat all the bread from their basket.
So Justin got a new job, right? And do we know if this is an influential job or a good job? Because let's not also forget,
I'm
like
sure
kind
it's
of
some fucking supplements or
sales.
some MLM bullshit, some Utah
Just
selling bullshit vitamins to people.
Just because, I mean, we also really know the first rule of reality TV, which is that if you are the trophy wife and you don't uphold your end of the bargain, the trophy wife is going to move on. Let's be honest.
Right.
Okay. So if this new job is not, if it is some sort of like thing like selling supplements or doing like Herbalife or whatever, that may not be enough for Whitney Rose. And she probably has already like it probably doesn't take much to sort of to get her to stay around. But like I can imagine her being a little dissatisfied with Justin as well.
Well, that's what he was doing before. So I think it's just the same thing at a different company, selling the vitamins.
Well, then
so,
never mind.
I don't know. She was turned on by vitamins before, so who knows? And also, here's the other reason I don't think she's leaving him, because he's 6'4", okay? And I saw him in real life. That guy is fucking gigantic. And tall men just win everything, okay? They just
Tall
handle
privilege.
things. Yeah, he has tall privilege. So I don't think she's going to leave him. I'm with you. But you know what? I'm surprised whenever somebody gets a divorce, because when I meet people in a couple, I just assume they're always going to stay together. I'm literally always shocked. I was shocked by Alexia and Todd. This thing. No one else seems to be shocked. I'm shocked.
I was shocked. I was very shocked. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Okay, so what else is going on here? I'm bored of people's boring relationships. Michelle Lawley's dating some other weird-looking guy with a weird
Who is
smile.
not Rob Reiner, by the way. We'll probably have to address this again on the show, but the Rob Reiner
Literally
rumor
everybody
that
knows that's not true except us.
Well,
We'll have to
okay,
address
you know
it.
what? I'm sorry if
We're
someone
literal
writes on our
idiots.
Instagram while we're like doing a million things and says, "Did you guys hear that it was revealed today that Rob Reiner was?" And we knew, we're like, "This does not sound right." But in our mind, it was like, "Oh, someone got bad gossip," and then we just passed along and we joked about it. We didn't realize they were actually just joking. And they're like, "You guys, it was a joke," and everyone's like, "It was a joke." But by the way, who knows? It could be Rob Reiner.
I heard Michael Bay or Quentin Tarantino, but Quentin Tarantino, I think, likes him like super young, and he likes feet or something. I mean,
He
not
likes
that she
feet.
doesn't have feet. She does. So maybe he's into her feet. I don't know. I mean,
I
who
don't know.
knows?
I don't know about those lolly feet. I have something that I
I
talk
try not
about.
to think of who homely directors are fucking. Like that's one thing I learned to
Also
live in
known
LA.
as
Sometimes
directors.
it's just better not to know. You know what I mean?
Can you give me an example of a non-homely director? Just love to know.
An actor.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Bradley Cooper. Listen. Here's the rule.
He'll have
You're
his
either
day. He's halfway to Cabbage Patch Face. Sorry, go ahead, Ben.
The rule is this: you're either homely or your movies are boring. You can't have both. You can't be good looking and do a movie that's not boring. So, listen. My theory is that actors are bad. Or generally speaking, most actors who direct movies, those movies are bad. That is my ongoing theory, because actors care so much. Yes, actors are obsessed. They care most about performance rather than pacing or anything like that. That's why
Barbara would like a word with you.
well,
Barbara
Barbara's
would
a
like
performer.
word.
She's not just merely an actress.
She's a
Okay?
performer. She's
Barbara's an
almost a
icon.
hyphenate. Okay.
I have something I'm curious about. Below Deck Med, and people have been asking about this. Below Deck Med, the trailer dropped. It's coming back in June. The last season of Below Deck Med finished airing in January. And, we've grown accustomed to the cycle of Below Deck Med, then there's like sailing, and then there's, maybe adventure or down under or whatever. But what's weird about this is that Below Deck Med is coming back very quickly. And on top of that, Aisha is the chief stew. So what do you think this is all about? Because I thought that Below Deck Down Under was fantastic, and I thought everyone else really liked it. And so I thought for sure that would be coming back. But if Aisha is on Med, is Down Under done? Or
No, they're shooting it. They have somebody new. They have a new chief stew.
so do you think they cobbled together like an emergency Below Deck Med season so that
No.
way they could fix Below Deck Sailing?
I don't think so. I think that they're always shooting. I mean, they finish one season, then they shoot another right after the reunion. I think they were already shooting it. Isn't that how that show works? I feel like
Well,
that show's constantly shooting. But
Duty Caspi, who is an entertainment writer, he just said in the comments that Sailing is benched, a la Morocco. I feel like when the Gary allegations came out, I was like, what are they going to do? Because his allegations are really bad. They can't just like air this season. So my conspiracy theory is that they're like, shit, we have to like shelve Sailing, or we're gonna have to like push the product. We'll have to do another season of it when then that probably pushes production back, and they probably have like a well-oiled machine with Sandy and Aisha. They're like, okay, let's get people, let's throw this together, put in a placeholder season right now, so that way we can get our bearings to figure out what to do with Sailing and the other ones. That's my theory.
yeah, I think so too. I think that whole thing with Gary fucked everything up. But you know what? They're idiots because they should have gotten rid of Gary a long time ago. It's like he has to go to that length for you guys to do anything. It's like you just keep putting him in that position over and over and over. Like, how many fucking times does he have to do it for you guys to take it serious? Like, it's okay if it's on the cameras, but it's not okay if it's off the cameras. I don't really understand where they're coming from sometimes. You know, what
He
I mean?
literally
they take
like
action
he was
too late on shit.
Yeah, and he was on Project Runway for one episode and managed to do it on Project Runway. Like I was like, how did you do this guy Gary?
The lady who just had a baby. He's like, come on. I mean, he didn't assault her, but like just his lecherous ways, you know.
There is actually another piece of below deck gossip, which is that if you were to go on to the website Reality T right now, you would see that Ben from the current season has now stolen Katie's haircut. So I feel like this is going to be a scandal.
Say it again. I'm answering someone on YouTube. Gary was accused. They're saying, what was Gary accused of? Gary was accused of assaulting a female producer in a hotel room, like forcing his way, like following her into her hotel room and trying to force himself on her. That's what he's accused of, allegedly. Okay, sorry. What'd you say, Ben?
Well, so I love following that up with if you go to Reality T, Ben from Below Deck has Katie's haircut.
Oh, Ben is the worst. Okay, I have to see. So Reality T.
He's taking Katie's haircut.
RealityT.com. Oh my God, he does have Katie's haircut. They should date.
Oh God, no! I refuse to let him permeate. We already have enough Below Deck crossover on Vanderpump Rules. Dylan is enough, just as sitting on the side.
He's been pretty polarizing this season. It says his fight with Captain Carey is
I can't
exposed.
believe he's feuding with Captain Carey.
Ooh.
What a dick.
And he says, Ben wasn't my first choice to be in that position, but he does know the boat well. Yikes, talk about a stealth attack from your closest ally. The skipper went on to say, he's very good at his job, but he definitely needs to stay focused and understand what the chain of command means. Well, that's not mean. He's the captain. Yeah. He has to say shit like that.
Also, by the way, shut the fuck up, Ben. You literally just hired Sunny, and your justification for it was that she knows the boat better than frickin' Dylan. And now he's mad that Carrie said, well, I hired Ben because he knows the boat better. It wasn't my first choice, but he knows the boat better. So let's relax here, sir.
No, because Ben likes to make victim posts. This is one of he's the kind of person who puts like a picture and then a wall of text over it. So this is his. It is very unfortunate that Captain Carey decided to speak out regarding my role as bosun on this current season and saying I may not make the whole season, but everyone will see as the episodes come out. With all due respect, I'm disappointed that he appears to be insinuating a false claim on my work ethic and career, which could gravely damage my reputation and character in an industry that I've worked hard in and grown for 5 years now. You're fucking your underling.
Settle
you
down,
promoted
sir.
the underling that you're fucking, sir, okay? And now you're fucking with her mind all up and down that show. You're a disgusting piece of shit. And if anyone's ruining your reputation, it's you. I don't know how in the world you're blaming anybody else for hurting your own reputation. Also, you're walking around gossiping and starting fights among employees on the show. You are so unprofessional. Shut up, Ben. Be quiet.
Also, as long as we're going down this path, Camille is going to be on the new season of F Boy Island, which has now been rebranded as something like Lovers and Liars or something like that. Which, by the way, boo to the rebrand. But yeah. Camille is going to be on F Boy Island, which that actually may make me watch that show again.
That's funny.
Just because she's ridiculous.
Oh, yes. People in the comments. Yes. Sunny, it's good to see Sunny get promoted. It's just not fun to watch the way that Ben does it and then like come up behind her and like massage her still on deck. It's just gross. You know what I mean? It's not really an indictment of Sunny. It's an indictment of Ben. Not this Ben, obviously. I hate that his name is Ben because I'm just like yelling at Ben. It's like, fuck off, Ben. I've never said that in real life ever to you, but you know, I have to because it's work. Maybe that's why I'm so maybe I'm just getting stuff out from like 12 years. I'm like, fuck you, Ben. I'm sick of it, Ben. I'm happy.
But listen, and I have to read comments like this. Ben isn't even remotely attractive. I can't unsee it. How dare you? Oh, other Ben. Whew, thank God. Ben is so gross. Rude.
Ben is nasty. Okay, well, think about how lucky he is because he can come on watch what Crappens feeds and read. Oh my God, Ben is so hot. That's probably what emboldened him to get his hair cut like that.
Ben is stomach churningly creepy, says Cab Wolf 1. I thought I was very sociable.
Okay, so oh, go ahead.
No, you go on.
I know. I hate interrupting with something by going
No, I know. I was gonna ask you to tell everyone about a story, but I also thought that maybe you were about to pivot into taking listeners, so I didn't want to interrupt that flow if that's what you were doing.
I actually wasn't. I was going to talk about Lala Kent.
Oh gosh, there's so much to talk about because there's the Lala Kent thing. I was going to ask you to talk about Jennifer Aiden. Lala Kent, though, in the meantime.
Let's talk about Jennifer Aiden first.
Okay, tell everyone.
You're right. You were right to do that. Okay, so guys, the biggest request of things to talk about tonight was all the stuff going on Real Housewives of New Jersey. I can't make a sentence, but you know what I'm saying. Because Jersey is coming back. Frankly, as anybody who comments on these shows will tell you, Jersey is the hardest part of the season, I think, for anybody, because it's so toxic. It gets so nasty. The comments that come from the angry listeners, we don't really care. Like, we like them, kind of, because we're drama queens like that. But the toxicity gets out of control every single season. And this season, it started long before this season is going to be released, and it's been getting worse and worse. And now all the bloggers are in it. Now the bloggers, Melissa's Old Nose and Gabriella, who I think is Melissa's Old Nose, and Roxanne and Roxanne or Rosanna or whoever, they're all fighting. And the base of it is there's a girl who like raises her eyebrows and she takes everything very seriously. Her name is Melissa's Old Nose, and she has a lot of good tea. She's like a TikTok lady. And she's always like, well, let me tell you something about body. I'm sorry, I just dropped my AirPod. God damn it, Melissa's Old Nose. You did this to me. Okay. So she's great. Go listen to her because she's always got good stuff. So anyway, I think she got into it with them because apparently the accusation, from what I can follow, first of all, this is all an apology because I can't follow it. So I'm not going to be able to inform you on shit. But from what I gather, this woman is saying that Jen Aiden has been using bloggers to come after the other housewives, which, newsflash, that's the nature of a housewife. They all do that. Yeah. Hello. But apparently Jen Aiden was giving people her NBCU login to watch screeners. And then they were supposed to be watching these screeners to gather tea to start attacking the other cast members.
Wow.
But even that I don't see is that terrible. I mean, what are they? They're just coming up with criticisms based on the show. I mean, it just sounds like political strategizing. And to me, it sounds like Every Housewife. So I'm waiting to see why it's such a big deal. What do you think?
I mean, I fully believe that Jennifer Aiden would hire bloggers. I mean, she literally hired a psychic, and it was like revealed on camera. She's so clunky. And I mean, but I also think that's like kind of her charm, is that she's so bad at the scheming. And then she gets caught and she's like, I didn't know what to do, mister. I was caught, but it was only because I cared. I had emotions and I was having a tough day. Bill hasn't touched me in years. He goes to the back room and I just sit there at the glass wondering when he's going to come back to me. It's hard and premise. So I hired some people. So wrong. I just needed some excitement in my life, mister.
So she is, still kind of vile because she's her. I'm looking for this screenshot. Okay, so she writes DMs the same way that she talks. It's so funny to me. And of all of these, I just picked one of these DM things because it's just so Jen, and I don't think that anybody can really make this up. So apparently the bloggers started coming out and saying, oh yeah, well, she's doing this. She gave me the logins. And then they're like, oh, really? Well, she called you a fat pig. Oh, really? Well, and so now the bloggers are like releasing each other's names and doxing each other. It's turning into this big, huge mess. And it's like a blogger war. They're all going at each other and stuff, which now that I know what's going on, I totally want to read up on it. So maybe I'll get more knowledge of it in the future. But for now, I just found this this vile DM from Jen Aiden. And it's pretty long, but it's worth it. I don't need to send anyone after you. You do that all on your own. I'm not afraid of anyone, especially you. I fucking loved you. You burned such a bridge. Just you wait, you fucking pig. I spit on you, baby. I spit on you.
Can I ask just what triggered you? I bought you your stroller from Rosalie. For Rosalie, damn it, I bought her a stroller. Honey. Oh my God, I'm getting caught up. I'm so angry. I wasn't allowed to speak to you, even though I did. You used me. You manipulated me into sending you those episodes. It's okay if you don't. Don't you think I knew what you were trying to do, baby?
But I didn't want you to turn savage on me the way that you were with everyone else. But I see now that that was inevitable, baby. And she just goes on calling this woman a pig and horrible things. And then she's like, and I even bought a stroller for your special needs child, baby. I was like, oh my God, you're whipping out special needs children? What is happening in Jersey, baby?
I don't know. I think Jersey's been wonderful the past few years, and there has been a lot of talk that it's toxic, and people are like, I can't even watch anymore. But you know what? I am still very much in it as someone who used to come onto this very podcast and talk about how bad Jersey was and how it was the show I looked forward to the least. To me, Jersey shows that like shows can turn around. So when we look at Atlanta and Potomac and some others that are just like in the gutter, I feel like you look at Jersey and you're like, there is a path forward. It's a smutty path, but it is a path forward.
It's a muddy, muddy path, guys. Yeah. Okay, but it's a path all the same. All right, well, it's time to end the story part of this and move on to listener chat. Okay, so we're going to talk with you guys on Instagram Live. But for the people on audio and the people on YouTube, unfortunately, it's the end of the line for you. We're turning you into sandwich. Just kidding. Guys, thank you so much for being here. We'll talk to you in a couple of weeks with another episode. And, we love you. Thanks for being here. We'll talk to you guys later. Everybody else, stay tuned.